Nice, Gatalogic. Hey, Space Agency. How are you doing? Um, so, so the spalted walnut guitar is going to Texas. Not the Longhorn. The other walnut one. So there is good news, everybody. Uh, a Texan bought the the Turkish walnut. He's really into it. He hasn't even received it yet, and he's already commissioned a guitar. A real patron. Finally, I found a Texan with deep pockets. Yeah. It's like it's. He really likes my work. He's really into it, and he likes custom instruments. He's a player himself, so it's awesome. It's like it's really giving me a boost. Like I can finally kind of launch the company kind of thing. So yeah. So here's you gotta make. That's what this guy. He's a musician, but he makes his money. He started another business to make money, and then he can buy his guitars and stuff like that. But anyway, the good news, I found a Texan. I found a Texan who wants the Hank Buds, and he's going to show them off. Texas, you guys just wait. Hank Bud, it's going to be big in Texas, and it's pretty hard to be big in Texas because Texas is so big. But if I'm going to be big anywhere, it'll be Texas. Um, I can't remember. I shipped it off the other day, but I'll let you guys know if this guy's doing any shows or anything. I'll let people know uh, when he's doing shows and stuff. So if any of you guys, I know Texas is a big state, but you never know if you happen to be in an area that he's playing. Um, but yeah, it's awesome. So the Longhorn is going to my dad. The cow skull, my dad was like, no, that's not going to Texas. That's going to me. So I'm taking that out to Saskatchewan with me next week. So success. A bunch of guitars went out. Yeah. I'll see how big I can get it in Texas. I'll get really big. Nice tunes, but we're just here to see the guitar. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm in Saskatchewan from the 3rd until the 23rd. So I'm going to be out there for a while. But I'm flying out there now immersive, so I won't be driving through Alberta. But I'm set up. I'm in a good spot. They got you, Horde Gold. They got you. That's exactly what they want you to be doing. They are addictive. You're playing into their game. So your summer 2 weeks has to be split up? Oh man. Well, at least you're hanging out with the boys. Are you going to be doing any streams? Are the kids taking over your streams? So I live in an area. I was born in a small town called Spirit Wood, Saskatchewan, which is kind of north central. It's not like north, but it's like the northern end of the central, north of the North Saskatchewan. Nice. Maddox wants one of his shirts. I'll have to send you one of them. What size? I guess, what size? Actually, Immersive, I'll do that tonight so that Maddox's shirt, Immersive, send me your address. I need to send Maddox a shirt. I gotta at least pay for that drawing. I did give him some bits, but he'll get a free shirt for sure. It is his art. You can see it from Winnipeg. Yeah. So I got a buddy's wedding. Papa Doom's brother is getting married, so I'm going out for that. And then my dad is retiring this year, so I'm going to just kind of help around the house, like the properties, just help him get things ready for the winter, and just be out there for a few weeks. My vacation is I'm working. They're putting me to work. Sarnia. Yeah. Oh, nice. You're having pizza tonight. So Texan Space Agency, Megan Roya, was just working in Sarnia a couple months ago. Yeah. That's funny that you should mention. Why do you mention Sarnia? I am aware of the place. Spearwood is 8 hours from you. Wow. Yeah, I guess you're pretty down south there. You coming for the weekend, yeah. Just pop in, drive for 8 hours, hang out for a bit, and then drive home. Yeah, unfortunately, Immersive, if I was driving back, I would totally take the long route and go down the number one. But not this summer. I can't believe it's been a year since I was out there. This year has flown by. My 2-year streamiversary is coming up. It's right on the Michigan border, yeah. Chemical Valley. They call it Chemical Valley, that region. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real industrial part of southern Alberta, or southern Ontario. It's very industrial. I haven't spent a whole lot of time in Ontario. I've driven through it, but I've been all over Western Canada, all over BC, Saskatchewan, Alberta, but not so much east of Saskatchewan. Who needs to go east of Saskatchewan? I'm a Western Canadian through and through. The rest of the world frightens and angers me, except for Texas. Yeah, it's like Edmonton, Lloydminster North. Yeah, it's pretty much on the same longitude as Edmonton. No, I haven't been to Inwood. You avoid Ontario? You can't avoid Ontario. It's massive. Ontario is even bigger than Texas. To just give scale to those who don't understand. Nice. I know a lot of people hate driving through the prairies, but I don't mind the prairies. I did not like driving through Ontario. That strip from like Kenora to Thunder Bay, I did not like. I like northern Quebec though. You don't have to live anywhere north of Amarillo. Why go there? It's just cold. I think New Brunswick would be. I've never been to the East Coast, so, which is kind of sad that I haven't been to the East Coast of Canada. You lived outside St. John for 6 weeks. You never saw the Bay of Fundy. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, not that I have anything against Ontario, um, but I would rather go to like Quebec City than Toronto. It's like I'm sure Toronto would be fun and there's a lot of interesting things there. But it's kind of like I've never been to Quebec City and I like the look of it. Where does the name Fundy come from? Immersive will know. Good things grow in Ontario. Yeah, I don't want to be bashing Ontario, Blackstone. That's a real Western thing, is to bash Ontario. But Ontario is so huge. It's just so huge. Like, there's some really nice areas around the Great Lakes. I was dating this girl who was born on that giant island. There's the biggest freshwater island in the world. I forget what it's called, but it was a beautiful looking place. Um, Yeah, I like that old architecture. It has a lot of character. I'm not a really a fun times guy. Like, I don't drink, so like, what would I do in Toronto? Go watch a Leafs game? You think I'd go to Toronto to watch a Leafs game? Come on. Yeah. It's an Eastern thing to do as well as complain. No, I don't know French. I've never been to Australia either. Don't ask me about the world. I don't know it. I'm sure your giant saltwater island does exist. I've heard of it, but I'm not quite sure it's real. I've never been there myself. Yeah. Split. Greenland is an island. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't really handle heat. I think, honestly, one of the reasons I don't travel out east is I can't handle humidity. I like the desert. I did like going south. I did not mind Southern California and Mexico. Did not mind the dry heat. Not a big fan of humidity. Leave me your water. Give me your water before you go. It's like being on Dune in here. Unless you need the water, if you need the water.
I'm thirsty.
Well, drink
You
it.
pour some out.
Yeah, I'll just pour it out. Give me your water. You're smaller than me.
It's true. We do like to take a sip. It's cold.
Is it cold? Oh man, there's ice in here.
Yeah.
You didn't do that. Hannah did that for you. Like this water is way too well thought out.
It's a disaster. I know it's a disaster. But
Okay. Oh, here you can take your water. All right, here you go.
thank you. Did you fill it up?
Yeah, thank you. It's nice and cold. Thank Hannah. You did nothing.
I did nothing.
What time are you back tomorrow?
I gotta be here at 8 because Tyler's coming, so.
Okay. Okay. See if you can get in touch with Chris.
Didn't I text him your number?
Yeah, it's just like if he's acting weird with you, he like
I think he'd be more normal with you.
okay.
Because I'm supposed to love him anyways.
Okay, I'll try. Yeah. Yes, it was so brutal in here. I didn't even come into the shop. It's not that bad now, but I didn't even come into the shop that week. There was no point. So Australia counts as a continent. Okay. Yeah, it's like, wouldn't you learn that in school? Speaking of learning things in school, I was working out a problem the other day for the angle of my bridge I wanted to make. And I was like, man, I really need to use some Pythagorean theorem. And then I thought about my grade 9 math teacher, Mr. Adamak. And I was like, I wish I could thank Mr. Adamak right now. I'm finally using Pythagorean theorem. Finally. Yeah, it's been pretty extreme. Minus 50. Yeah, that's crazy when you think about that disparity in temperature, that it can be like it can be plus 35 and then drop down to like minus 40. Extremes. Western Canada is, well, it's the same with Canada, is just a place of extremes. It does get hot here. It gets as hot as anywhere else. But then it also gets really, really cold too. And it just tears our roads apart. The roads in Canada are just terrible. Just that constant, like every year, super cold. Then in the summer, really hot. And so it's just maintaining infrastructure in Canada is a real challenge. Everything has to be constantly repaired. Or not, and then you just have to drive through pothills down the highway for hundreds of kilometers. No, you aren't, Rage. DJ Rockin' Raj was first. You can't take Rockin' Raj's Hanks. How are you doing today, Rage? 100 degrees in a single day. That's insane. That's crazy. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about Texas. Like the other year when you guys got all that like freezing cold, like super hot and then really cold. What? Anyway. What should we name this guitar? But Bumstead, how are you doing? Does anybody have any names for this guitar? The spalted Big River with the black hardware. Yeah, it's just summer. It's just called summer to Gopher. We're just talking about a regular summer in Australia. That's just summer, guys. Chill out. That's just summer. Haven't you guys ever had a summer before? Just put on some shorts. That's what the Australians would say to us. Just put on some shorts and drink a beer. They've had enough of these whiny Canadians talking about the heat. Think you ever had a summer? No. I want to know what summer is. So, I do take summers off. I've been pretty good with my schedule of streaming. Last August, I took a big chunk. I think I took 3 weeks of August off last year, 2 or 3 weeks at least. Same thing this August. I'll take most of. I'll be back on like the 23rd, so I'll probably be streaming shortly after that. I don't know what day, but I always like to take August off. I get 2 vacations a year, August, and then at Christmas I take some time off. I have my Yule stream, and then I'm done. Actually, it was good. It was good last year. So last year, I got stuck on the wrong side of the wildfires. We had wildfires last year, and it actually gave me time. I was stuck in where was it? Some town in Alberta for a few days. Well, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it gave me time to design the Muracaster. So it all worked out. It's nice to have a bit of a regroup. I feel pretty good about taking some time off. I got a bunch of commissions lined up, so I'm stoked about that. So it's like I'm taking some time off. It's not going to be desperate when I get back. This is the first time it's not a desperation coming back. So it's kind of like I can just relax for a few weeks, help my dad out, hang out with some people, come back, and really hit things hard this winter. I really want to do a little production run, 4 or 5 big rivers this fall. And I've gotten a lot of interest. And so when I get back, I have a commission. I have the one commission to do when I get back. And that'll be the PRS style guitar. And then I just want to make big rivers all winter. Walnut big rivers. Yeah, just talking about the weather. Oh, nice. But Bumstead still been streaming. So that's probably what I'll be doing. I might do a few just chatting streams. I'll probably do one with Bumstead because he's laid up. I want to chat with Spike. And I still got to chat with Manny at some point. Man, Will gave me a really nice piece of Sapelli. This is some really nice Sapelli. Nice grain on it. It's not figured or anything, but it's just a good. It's considered a primo tone wood. Karen, what's going on? You did talk about the weather. We can just talk about the weather. Emmett is in Alberta right now. Megan is visiting her family in Alberta, and she took Emmett with her. So Emmett is back. Emmett is an Albertan dog, by the way. So Emmett is back in the homeland, loving it. So what I'm doing, I'm just trying to get all those little lines out. All the CNC lines. There we go. Yeah, Alberta. Out there in Alberta. What else? What else is going on? That's about it. Those are my plans. Oh, I gotta figure out what I'm going to do. I kind of told. We don't know what's going to happen to the shop. Still, we'll know more in the fall what's happening, but it's still. I might not have a shop end of December, so it's kind of like I have to build as much as I can for the next 4 months and start figuring out my situation. So my situation is about to change quite a bit. So I got things I got to do. Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad thing. At least it's like I have a bunch of commissions. That's why I want to do a production run, so I can wrap up a production run end of fall, get some money for that, and then if I need to start a new shop, it's not 100% yet, but I'll know more. I'll know more in the fall. But what exactly, where Will is going? We know Mare is leaving. Simon has already left. I can't afford to keep the shop going on my own, so it might just be rented out. Like, there's a few things that could happen. We just don't know yet. But the whole shop could just get rented out to somebody, or we might just rent out parts of it and I just move into one of the other rooms. But it's all up in the air right now. We just don't know. But I have to start getting things together in the event that Hank Curtis shop. I'll just move to Alberta. Yeah, so things are happening. It's funny that like all these good things are happening, finally starting to happen, and then it's like, oh, you don't have a shop anymore, and it's like, just can't win it all, you know. That's how it goes. So It's just going to be hard. Except you're moving to Cali next year. Everyone, Meredith is moving to Cali. Will might be moving to California. I'm not going to California. I'm moving to Texas. No, I like, for what I'm doing, BC is ideal. The wood I can get out here, the wood, I'm staying in BC for the wood. The wood is the best out here. So it's like, if I can stay in BC, I will. Dr. Curtis, get your PhD. It's about time you became a doctor. What would you get your doctorate in? Guitar building. I need to get an honorary doctorate in guitar building so I can be Dr. Bud. My grandpa was a PhD and everyone called him doctor and I didn't understand why. When I was a little kid, I was just like, he's not a doctor. Yeah. North Carolina or even Japan. Interesting. I'll just move into Rage's shop. I'll move into Rage's shop. I'll eat Rage's food. I'm just going to mooch off Rage. That's what I'm going to do. I'll just mooch off Rage. He'll love it. I'll be there every day. I'll move into his house. Just become one of the family. Hey, it's Uncle Hank, everybody. He's building guitars in the garage. The Pacific Northwest is ideal. The wood is just so good out here. So good. And inexpensive. Yeah, a dissertation on disproving tone wood. Centuries and centuries of luthier science is nothing more than bro science. Yeah, I'll just use all Rage's wood. Yeah, it'll be great. Me and Rage, we can hot tub stream every night. We build guitars all day. We hot tub stream all night. It'll be amazing. You guys are going to reap the benefits of this. Do not want. Well, you're the minority there, there, Gopher. I'll give up. I won't be building guitars anymore. I'll just be hot tub streaming. Life will be too hard. You guys are going to see me completely break down. Life has just gotten too hard. Let me tell you something. My life, too hard to care anymore. Hurts too much to care. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about my suffering and how it's unique and must be acknowledged. I suffer so much that I can give up. That's what I can do. I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to drink and sit in a hot tub. And I have every right to give up and just drink and sit in a hot tub all day. Life is too hard, way too hard, that I just can't go on. Just when I think I'm about to win, a new and exciting way for me to lose appears. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about old Hank. It's kind of exciting. Here's the thing. This is why I'm not too upset. You guys might be like, why isn't he freaking out right now? Let me tell you that a lot of my life, especially in the last 4 years, I've been very... I haven't really done anything on my own. That's what retirement is, yeah. I'm not super upset. It's sad that Meredith is leaving, but she's doing the right move for her, so it's like, it is what it is. But it's kind of like the next move that I have to make in my life is my own. A lot of times I'm very collaborative. I work a lot with other people. A lot of the major projects that I've done in my life has been with other people, like partnerships. I've had a lot of like business partnerships, art projects, working with people and stuff. And this is kind of like one of the first things I've done just by myself for me. To a certain degree, but it's kind of like I'm building out of Will and Mare's shop. It's not my shop. I helped build it, but it's not my shop. It's their shop, and they got to make the choices for their shop, you know. So it's like I always knew that it would eventually come to the end because it really isn't mine. So it's not. I'm not like, oh, I don't have a shop anymore. You know, it's like, well, it was never really my shop. I knew it was coming. But Will and Mare aren't going to kick me out on the street. It's just, we just don't know exactly what is happening. We just don't know. We'll know in the fall. If Will is staying or not. I feel, here's the thing. We all kind of, I could move back home to Saskatchewan. There's always Saskatchewan. I am getting some land from that guitar. I am getting some land in Saskatchewan. There's always Saskatchewan. But the wood is better out here. I still could build in Saskatchewan. But the wood, I get access to cheaper wood here. And at the end of the day, that's a pretty good. I can still get wood. I would just have to order it in. It would just be more logistics and stuff, but I could do it, or just buy it like in bulk and stuff. But I got options. I'm not completely out of options. But Vancouver is getting very expensive, and I don't think without Will and Meredith and this shop, it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible in the city to pay the rent in this city and have a shop to work out of. Absolutely impossible. So yeah, I'll keep you updated, but also there's a lot of good news. A lot of good news. Like, that's why I'm not like, hey Raj, thank you for that cheer. Yeah, make a road trip. Yeah, like that's the thing. I would have to start just planning things out like that, and it's not impossible. It's not impossible. I could make it work. I can make a lot of things work. The main thing is I need to keep building. That's the one thing. Yeah, cheers to the good news. I'll be okay. It's just a regular party. It's not a pity party. It's just a regular sanding party. Don't worry. But I'm going to have to make some moves. And I'm right in the middle of building a bunch of stuff. I got stuff happening. Thank you, Raj. I couldn't have done it without you. So that's what's going on. Just a lot is happening all at once. Yeah, Manny just builds in his shed and his backyard. Will has said he would give me a really good deal on his CNC machine. That's another thing is Will, all this equipment is Will's. So I would have to buy all new equipment, but the main thing is I want a CNC machine. And so Will's giving me a really good deal on that. So that's good. If it comes to that, we'll see. I don't want to jump the gun, but we will see what happens. Will has to make some decisions too. Will and Mare started this place as a guitar school. This was supposed to be a guitar school. And that it didn't really work out. Will is really good with the students. Just watching when we had the 4 students in here, and Will and Mare were like, oh man. Thank you, DJ Rockin' Raj. I appreciate that. I appreciate that support. And I'm going to keep streaming. That's another thing. Is I have to keep streaming. I'll have to build another set. It's just a lot. It's just like, oh man, it's kind of, it'll be really hard to start from scratch again. I need a hype train. He needs a proclamation. I proclaim, I shall return. I will overcome all obstacles and persevere. I will overcome all these things. But it's just gearing up for another bunch of stuff. So I gotta, like I said, I just gotta wrap up as much as I can here in the shop. But at least there's hope. There's always hope. I won't have to become a hot tub streamer. You guys will see me. I'll get really desperate. Really desperate. And I'll just be hot tub streaming and licking microphones and be like, "Come on, guys. I need a new drum sander. What do I need to do to get a new drum sander around here?" And I'll just be licking microphones. Come on. Do you want me to lick this microphone for you, DJ Rock and Raj? You're one man trying to start a hype train. But, oh no. It'll be interesting times, interesting times. I just don't want to lose momentum. I hate losing momentum. And I have momentum right now. That's why I want to use it. I find, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm doing something and I get stuff done, and then it kind of snowballs into other things, and then I just try and keep it rolling and get as much stuff done as I can. And that's what it feels like right now. It's like I finally like immersive, like when you lost your shop, or when you had to move, like that really derailed a lot of stuff. Losing a shop, a workspace, is just like, it sucks. But I would like, if I could, and this is another reason why Vancouver isn't very good, it would be nice to have a shop in my home. Unfortunately, I only rent. I can't afford a house in Vancouver because they're millions of dollars. So it would be nice to go somewhere where I can just get a shop at home. Either have a shop or have a garage to like work out of. I would like to just build a new shop, but that takes time. Takes a lot of time. But then I could just stream it. Tons of streaming. There's a lot of stuff I could tell you guys, but I can't talk about it. I just can't talk about it yet. But someday I'll tell all my secrets. But I have so many secrets. So much drama, so much intrigue. You guys have no idea what goes on. You have no idea how dramatic my life is and all the things that go on. It's like a soap opera. That's how ridiculous it is. Okay. It's always the hardest, standing. Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, super secret. Don't worry, my biopic starring Shia LaBeouf will explain it all. Unfortunately, that's who would play me in the Hank Budd story. The main thing that was important at the end of the day was finishing what I started. That's the most important thing. It's it really sucks to leave things hanging. Just do it. Yeah, like that. That Shia LaBeouf will play me in the movie. It really sucks when you don't get something done. So I'm already happy that I was able to finish those showpiece guitars. It was. I did what I said I set out to do. I went to see a bunch of my friends the other day, and they hadn't seen me in years. Like I have not seen anyone, not just because of the pandemic, but because of I've been working so much, and I was telling this one guy the story, and we were just laughing that it sounded like that doesn't really happen. Stuff like that doesn't really happen. You don't just start out making ukuleles and then 2 years later you launch your own guitar company. You know? It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous how much it has progressed. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Blackstone. Like, things are changing right now. I had my little safe harbor to get through the lockdown, and I used the most of it. So I used this shop. I got my 10,000 hours of work out of this thing. So it kind of feels like it's just like, things are going to change, and there's going to be new opportunities going to happen soon, you know? Top cheer, top gifter. You're number one, Raj. You're number one in so many ways on this channel. Number one. Yeah. I don't know. Irielo. Thank you for finding me. It's not easy to find things on Twitch. How are you doing? So, I'm just sanding this body up. I've been streaming for almost 2 years. Where have you been? Erie. Are you into guitars, Erie? So, this one is spalted maple. What did you post there, Rage? So I'm a guitar builder from Vancouver, Canada. I always specify Canada because there's a Vancouver, Washington. Oh, it's working hours. Okay. So we have a whole group of guitar builders here on Twitch. If you're into the craft of guitar building, there's a whole group of us. Okay, you're in New Zealand. Oh, awesome. There's a few people in our group from that area of the world. Actually, one of my ukuleles should be arriving in New Zealand, or no, wait, it's going to Australia. But I have a guitar in New Zealand. One of my viewers from New Zealand bought one of my guitars, so there are one of my guitars in New Zealand. So, and one of my ukuleles is going to Australia. So I have representation down there. So right now, I'm just trying to get all the marks out of the body. Then I have to stabilize the top. There was a bit of chip out. Yeah, worldwide. I have instruments. I'll tell you where I don't have any instruments. I have a ukulele in South America, North America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, but not Asia or Africa yet. Those are the only two places, and Antarctica. Those are the only places that don't have my instruments. Yeah, worldwide. It's kind of neat. It's neat. It's neat to think about that. It makes you wonder, where will they end up? Will somebody have that guitar in 20 years? Thank you for that follow, Erie. So, that's the thing. When an instrument is done, it takes on a life of its own. It has a whole other story. I just make it, then I send it out into the world. Who knows what adventures my ukuleles are on now? Who are they with? What are they doing? Yeah, I need to bless the rains down in Africa. I don't know if I have any African viewers. I don't think I've had pretty much somebody from all over the world. I've never had anybody from South Africa or Nigeria. I don't believe I've had anybody who said, "Hey, I'm from Africa." I should check my analytics. I have I need to get global reach. I don't have my global reach yet. There's a few Japanese viewers, some people from the Philippines, Singapore. You would like to have a guitar shaped like a violin, but can't find it anywhere. Yeah. There is, Immersive really likes this one builder who does like, it's a guitar designed to be played with a bow. I forget what it's called. He loves it. He always mentions them. I never remember the name. A guitar or a bass? Stained glass. Nice. You make stained glass? It's kind of nice. I think for me, I don't really need to hold on to things. Blakely, DJ Rockin' Raj's daughter, has my ukulele. I like it. I like that it's gone out there. After I'm done a guitar, I want it to be played. I want it to be used. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. It's like, yeah, I can hang on my wall, but at the end of the day, you know, you want your guitar to go out and be used, be played, you know? So, oh, by the way, Blackstone, I'm sorry, my dad is taking the Bighorn, the cow skull guitar. But if you ever need one, you just commission one. I'll make you another one. That one's going to Saskatchewan. How would stained glass hold up as an inlay? You could do it. I was actually thinking about that. I was thinking about doing. It would be heavy. I think it would be kind of heavy and very fragile. But doing stained glass plates, doing a cathedral guitar, would be kind of interesting. You could do it and then put LED lights behind it. Yeah, it would definitely be heavy. It could be done. It could be done. Though sometimes I don't like doing I can't say I'll never do concept guitars, but it's like I really don't like it if it makes it less playable. You know what I mean? I feel it kind of like it becomes something else. Then it just becomes an art piece, which is fine, but it's an art piece at that point, and it's just going to hang on a wall. It's not going to be played. You can do a lot of stuff with guitars. You can do a lot of concept stuff, which is neat, but like all the stuff with resin, I don't know. I think, here's the thing. Plexi, you could. Here's the thing. I think when, you know, like we were talking about, it would rattle. You would have to like epoxy them down. Let me tell you something. I think a stained glass guitar would look cool, but it would not have a long life. You know what I mean? It would not have a very long life as an instrument. It would be a novelty that somebody would have hanging on their wall. It would collect dust. It would warp, and it would eventually just kind of fall apart and be unplayable. And then somebody would just kind of keep it as either a novelty or it would wind up in a trinket museum. Like, oh, look at this strange thing. That's the trajectory of like a piece like that. Whereas if I make just a really nice guitar out of wood like this thing could be played for decades, you know? And it would just bounce around for decades. Somebody would have it, maybe they would sell it, but it would continue being an instrument. That's I think the problem I have with art instruments is they actually don't age well. But if you do them intricate enough, they may end up in a museum someday, you know? For me, like you guys know, I am an artist. I am an artist, and so if I kind of have a concept, I don't really feel the need to use my guitars as a canvas, because if I want to draw something or like I have an idea, I'll just draw it. But then again, if I get commissioned, if somebody wants something kooky, you know, or some concept, I can totally do it. I just don't think I'll be the one initiating it. That's what I'm thinking. It does get you attention. It does get attention doing stuff like that. Especially if you can pull it off well. Like, it's kind of a testament to your abilities. So it's not a bad thing because it shows off, if you can make a stained glass guitar, you know. There is a builder, Morning Glass Guitars, and he makes 100% glass guitars, which is crazy. ESP, yeah, they do some crazy stuff. They do some really nice stuff. Man, the ESP custom shop in Japan, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay. Now I just have to get the bevel on the back. I'm just blending everything like just blending that into there. Yeah. Glass gets damaged. That's another thing. You make something too delicate and it breaks. Can it even be repaired? Who's going to restore it? You know? You know what's crazy? We always think that our technology is like, we're always like technologically at the peak of technology and that we could fabricate anything from the past, but it's actually not true. Like, speaking of glass fabrication, and have you ever seen Victorian greenhouses? They are amazing. They are all made with steel and glass. The whole thing. They're just these massive steel and glass steel frames with glass, and they're actually incredibly expensive and hard to fix because we don't make things like that anymore. So there's really no skilled artisans who can like restore a Victorian greenhouse, and they're absolutely amazing. And same with like how they made their steel, the amount of like how they made that stuff. Like we don't have factories like that in anymore with how they did those steel frames and things. So it's like it's kind of interesting. I went down a whole rabbit hole with Victorian greenhouses. Glasswork is incredibly interesting. Yeah, the ESP custom shop is top tier. They're probably one of my favorite custom shops. Yeah, it's crazy, Erie, and you know what's crazy? I was reading a thing. Oh, I forget which cathedral it was in France. It was like, I don't know if it was Notre Dame or like, it was one of the big cathedrals in France. And the big technological advancement that they had was they could dye glass blue. Apparently dyeing glass blue at that time was, nobody knew how, and they had the technology to do it, and that they kept it a secret. So it's like, oh, if you wanted blue glass, you had to go through them, kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting, all that. The like the level for technology that they had at that time, like even though we have supposedly we have better technology, it's more about the people, the craftsmen, having people who can fabricate those parts. It's like we don't really have. They blew people's minds. Yeah, it's crazy. It's and that's the thing, when you look at some of those structures that took generations to build, like some of those cathedrals took 100 years to build. Can you imagine working on a project where you wouldn't even see its completion? Like you would work your entire life, your entire working life, potentially on this building that you would never see the completion of. That's a different mindset. You know, that type. Rage left us to hang with Manny. Typical. Well, Rage is he's a mod. He's a mod on a lot of different channels, you know. He's got to keep an eye on Manny. He's got to keep an eye on Manny. I've seen some luthiers where it's taken it's taken years to build a guitar, like a year. That's a long time to build a guitar. Rage is everywhere. Rage is on every stream. And that's another thing. The more elaborate you make the guitar, the more labor you put into it. So therefore, it's more expensive, right? The more fancy you make a guitar, the more valuable it is, the less it will be handled. Because when you make something really valuable, any damage reduces value. So there's kind of a fine line with fancy guitars. Like, if you want to do a fancy art piece guitar, that's fine. It'll be so beautiful it hangs on a wall, and people will be afraid to play it. And I don't believe you should make a guitar that people are like, I can't. I'm afraid to break it, you know? It's like, but maybe I'll do it someday. But even if I did a fancy guitar, I would still want it to be solid. You know, like I don't want it to be flimsy. And the materials, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be any more weak than a regular guitar. Like sure, it's fancy. You don't want to wreck it, but you don't have to baby it either. You know, you can just treat it as you would treat, I hope, you know, you would treat your guitars well. So it's like that. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, I think, with my guitars is they have a lot of artistic merit, like they are very artsy, and I am doing a lot of extra work with, you know, sanding all these bevels and that F-hole and all these things. Like there is an artistic element to what I'm doing, but it's within kind of reason that it doesn't, it's still, I don't know, it's just not over the top. And that's the thing is the guy, you saw my fanciest guitar, the Burl guitar, and that's going to a player. So like that Burl guitar I made would be no difference than a custom PRS. Like you can still go out and play it. It's not, you know, the guy who's getting it is a player. He's going gig with it. Maybe not every night, but like we'll see. I hope he likes it. I really hope he likes that thing. It should be arriving this week. But here's another reason why you should make, here's the other side of that. If you make it really nice, there's also a higher chance that it will be preserved, that people won't throw it out. So you want it nice enough that people cherish it, but not too nice that they're afraid to use it. That's the fine line. And the way that people cherish instruments is not by look. It's how are they as an instrument. Like if an instrument does really well for the player, if it works like really well for them, and it's really comfortable, and they become very comfortable with the instrument, that's an instrument that gets cherished, you know? That instrument doesn't get forgotten in the back of a car on a hot summer day, you know? So that's why first and foremost, these things have to be good instruments. Thank you for that cheer, DJ Rock and Raj. You will cherish my instruments. You'll cherish them, you hear me? But like I said, that's why you want to build them as best you can so that they can survive out in the world. Because it's not easy out there. I would hope my guitars have at least a 400-year career, at least. My guitars should last 400 years. That's all I'm saying. And I think everyone should build with that mindset. Everyone should build with the mindset that their thing should last at least 400 years. Seven generations. It has to last 7 generations. Okay? That'll be my guarantee. That's another reason why I don't like using any plastic or anything on my guitars, because I don't know how that stuff will react over time. So it's just all metal and wood, because I know how that will last over time. I don't know how well these PVA glues, they seem to be okay. I hope they can last 400 years, because mostly I don't use hide glue on these ones. Okay, there we go. I got the bevel all nice. From the original owner, yes. It will be on the warranty card, guaranteed 7 generations. And if it breaks, you can take it to one of my my offspring who will repair it. It'll be part of their contract for all of my children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, that they will have to repair my guitars if they get broken. It'll be the family duty. That's the plan, at least. I think things would be a lot better in the world if people did make long-term plans, or at least attempt to think multi-generational about what they're doing, instead of such short-term thinking. Okay, so that's all nice. So now what I need to do is I need one of my plates. I'm waiting for my laser etched curved plates, but these will do for now. I just use this one to line up the plate so I get an even position on the headstock, because then I'm going to drill the holes first and then use those holes for the neck. So these go first. There we go. So those will have to be drilled out. soon. I won't drill them out now. Hey, Hayes, how are you doing? Erie agrees. Yeah, I think that's a good, like, at least then you're doing something with purpose. You know? It's not a disposable item. There's purpose behind it. Gotta have purpose. Or why do anything? It's not that building guitars is important. It really isn't. Building guitars is not an important endeavor. But you can still give it purpose. You can give anything purpose to what you're doing and why. And I think it's much easier when you build a physical object to kind of have that mindset. It's a lot harder when you work in abstractions, you know? Most people, a lot of what they do is interpersonal, technical, economic, where things are just kind of quantified by numbers. Klondike canceled the Coco Taco today. We don't even get Coco Tacos up here. We didn't even know. Sewing a new lure pouch. Nice. Only took 3 days to sew that. Awesome. Maybe, what are you guys going to do? What are you guys going to do? You should just learn to make your own. Choco Taco. That makes way more sense. We don't have Choco Tacos up here. That's purely an American invention, obviously. We have Klondike, but we don't have Choco Tacos. How come they don't give us Choco Tacos? Why are they holding out on the Canadians? Probably because they think it doesn't really get hot enough up here for us to get Choco Tacos. Anyway, it is hot in here. I don't know about you guys, but it is hot in here. I could use an ice cream sandwich, but there are no ice cream sandwiches here. So I'll just drink cold water. We have the best Kit Kats. Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is okay. I had an ice. They have ice caps. I had an ice cap at Tim Hortons, which is like an iced frappuccino thing. It's very sweet. Anyway. Whew. That was a lot of sanding. This thing, next what I do is I bolt on the neck. Yeah, the iced cappuccino. The iced cappuccino. It's a cappuccino. It's pretty good. Whew. Look at that. That's going to be a nice one. I got to get this one done this week. This week. But it's only Monday. And I'm going to do the 2K mat on this one. So it won't take as long to finish. But I do need to get that one done. It has a really good weight to it. That Sapelli was heavy, but now it's chambered. It's nice. Let's see. It doesn't have the hardware in it yet, but it's still pretty balanced. It's not dipping here nor there, which is really good. That's always a good. The weight of the tuners and the weight of the hardware, it'll be okay, but it's already balanced pretty nice. Hey, MF Couscous Curry, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm missing chat. Oh, man. Yeah, Erie. I understand, yeah. Depending on what kind of craft you're in. I'm not really much of a good guitar player, but I can make them. I'm trying to get better at playing, though. I wanna get better at playing my own guitars. Nice. The world is coming to an end, yeah. Oh, thanks. So, this one, I gotta get this one done this week. Gotta get it done this week. So I'm kind of torn. Rage. So, okay, this one is just going to get standard Telecaster pickups, right? And the other one with the Bigsby, I could do just standard Telecaster pickups, or I can do the humbuckers. I keep changing my mind on these things. I keep changing. Like this one was supposed to be, yeah, the mini bucker. I'm going to do a mini bucker in the neck and a humbucker in the bridge. But then I was thinking, but I kind of want to have a guitar that I can show for the production run. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe that one is too customized, that I should just show a Hank Bud with a walnut top and a Bigsby, but just regular, just make it a Telecaster, just make it standard, but just kind of make it, show the higher end version. That's what I'm thinking right now. rather than doing like a custom on spec. So many decisions. I gotta figure this out. Make that one. I don't want to do this one as the Bigsby because I actually hollowed it out right here for weight relief. So the spalt is already kind of soft. I wouldn't want to mount a Bigsby onto spalted maple. That's the problem. Or else I think this would look really cool with a black Bigsby on it and black hardware. But yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Oh wait, I just realized something. Give me a second. I just gotta do something over here. I glued something down. I forgot to put a weight on the middle. Then do the big fat ashtray. Yeah. Did you see the hardware I'm putting on this one? I'll show you the hardware I got on this one. Though a Bigsby would look cool on this thing. I'm not saying it wouldn't, but I would do it differently if I was doing Bigsby. Let me show you. So I got my black tuners. There's everything. Got that. Where is my plate? Got my plate. And I got my bridge. I like the cut down. Fit. Man, lead the protest, Rock and Raj. You're the only one who can bring it back. This guitar actually looks pretty cool with all the black hardware. All black. I'm going to even do a black pickup, neck pickup in it. But I think this one with the all black, with that black stripe around it. It's going to look pretty good. And then black tuners. Oops. Black tuners as well. Yeah. It's a... Though the top will be darker when I finish it. When I put finish on it, it'll get. Actually, I'll put some mineral spirits on it. I would have liked. Sometimes spalted maple will stay kind of white, but this one is just turning yellow, which is fine. But I would have liked it if it had just stayed like black and white. But here, I'll put some mineral spirits on so you guys can see what this thing is going to look like. It darkens up quite a bit. But in a good way. I think it looks, oof, this is primo. Oof, I say. And then with the Sapelli the sapelli darkens up as well and gets kind of golden orange around it, and then the black so then here, let's put this all back together. There we go. So that's what it'll look like. Which actually looks pretty neat. Yeah, this camera is actually not really getting it. Neither camera gets it quite right. This camera always makes it too dull. It's more brown. It looks more like the main camera. I'll show you once it's all done up. But I think it's going to be a pretty sweet looking. It'll be good. Trust me. Trust me. I already got a message. A guy saw this thing. He saw it on TikTok and he thought I was making my other model. That one doesn't really do it justice either. But I think the Sapelli, this one, I'm interested to hear what it sounds like. I'm putting some pickups, some bare knuckle pickups, that I've never used before. So I'm kind of interested to hear how they sound. We'll see. We will see. But I think it'll be pretty good. Little bit of chipping. That spalt is just so soft. I stabilized it, and there's still a few little soft chunks taken out. But it looks like a map. It looks like an old map. That's what it looks like. Looks like an old fantasy map of islands, of a great sea journey. See? You go from this point on this island here. What's the name of this peninsula here? And then you sail up through here. You pass this island. This is the strait that you have to go through. And then all the way up through here, past all these islands, and then over here, and then boom, there's your destination. You see? This is the great city of Hank right there. That will be your destination. See, it's a map, a treasure map. Do you guys see? You guys don't understand that this guitar is actually a treasure map. And if you figure it out, whoever buys this guitar, you might, Hank Island, yeah. The treasure is here. If you can decipher the guitar, the treasure is yours. But you'll have to buy the guitar first. All I'm saying is I know this guitar is expensive. I know that. But, can you afford not to buy this guitar? Look. Whoever deciphers the guitar. Many will ponder the guitar. Yeah, right on the X there. Many, for centuries, people have pondered the mysterious Hank Island guitar and were like, can we decipher it? Luckily, my guitars will last hundreds of years. So in 400 years, people will be fighting over this guitar. It'll be very dramatic, like a movie. And people will be killing each other and be like, give me the guitar. And the guitar will fall into the possession of DJ Rockin' Raj's, or not his ancestors, the future Rockin' Rajas. And they'll have to go on an adventure. Blakely's great-great-great-granddaughter will get a hold of this guitar because she'll be able to decipher it, because she will still have the ukulele that her great-great-great-great-grandmother had that holds the key to the entire map. And it'll be very dramatic, and friendships will be formed, betrayals will happen, but in the end, the good guy wins, and the guitar provides. That's all I'm saying. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Yeah, the Rockin' Raj descendants. That's what they'll be known as. The House Rockin' Raj. National Treasure 3. Can you believe this guitar is a map? Yeah. Nicolas Cage will still be in it. They'll bring him back through CG. Wasn't Nicolas Cage in National Treasure? Is that who it was? I just assumed. Anyway, find adventures to be had for anyone who gets a hold of this guitar. That's all I'm saying. Guaranteed. I guarantee epic treasure hunting adventures will ensue. If only you can. Yeah, Nicolas Cage the Sixth. If only you knew. If only you knew the power of this guitar. You can decipher it. You can figure it out. It is a treasure map. The treasure map. I think I'll probably just call it the treasure. No, that's lame. That's lame. I can't call a guitar the treasure map. You guys come up with a better name that isn't lame. Come on. Somebody's got to be clever. Aren't there any clever people here? I need a clever name. Anyway. That'll be my new marketing strategy. Treasure maps in every guitar. Yeah, treasure trail, yeah. Nicholas Coppola, yeah. Did you know Nicolas Cage is really a Coppola? Oh man, Spalted Maple. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Spalted Maple. It looks really cool, but there's a few things I already see with it that are like, ugh. It's a little It definitely, it's like burl. It needs to be stabilized. It needs a lot of work before you can use it. That's one of the things why I did the laminate. Do not do a semi-hollow with spalted maple. But I can. It's not hard to sand. It sands really easy. It is very soft, and some of it's very inconsistent. So some of it can be really soft, and then other parts are just like regular maple, but then other parts are kind of like really porous and really soft. It's just very, lots of different consistencies in different areas. Chenko Thanko. Cartographer. Yeah, people would be like, what's a cartographer? People don't know. You gotta remember, the masses aren't clever. They'll just be angered, confused and angered if I name it that. Why does it have to have a name? That's also a good question. I just was like, does anybody have any clever names for this one? Amerigo. Well, right now, it's a spalted maple Big River. That's what it's going now, as the spalted maple. This one is exceptionally brittle, and I knew that from when I started working with it, so I just have to be really careful. But that's one of the good things about my process is I used the Rich Light that Rage brought me. So that black strip is Rich Light, which is very, very hard. So like that's not cracking at all. You could punch that thing and you couldn't get through it. Don't punch it, but you could. Anyway, yeah, that's a nice thing about this little strip that I put in there, which I put in. It does make it stronger, but it just looks cool. Call it cheese sandwich? No. Yeah, it has to be clever. It's marketing. The heritage. Yeah. That's also why I'm spraying this and not doing an oil finish, just to harden. This top is going to absorb the poly finish. which is good. It's just going to absorb it. It might take a few cans, but that's fine. As long as it hardens it up and just makes it more stable, it's all good. Oh, come on. There we go. But it is a nice texture. If you're into textures, a guy was telling me he had I forget what it was. He had some guitar that had a spalted maple top, and he said he almost repainted it because he didn't like it. And it's just like, not everybody's into the spalt, but I think it just has to be done right. But very, very challenging. Very, very challenging. I bet you, I haven't talked to Jer about his spalted guitar, but I'm sure he had the same issues when he was trying to round it over. I'm pretty sure it chipped out on him. Anaximander? What is an anaximander? A Gatopath. I kind of like Gatopath. A Lucius? Why would I name it a Lucius? The name of the first map maker from ancient Greece. Too clever. Too clever. Bill.